The evening that ACDC hunted the Loch Ness Monster. I swear, sometimes you just can't make this shit up. So let's start with the facts that sightings of a giant creature in one of the deepest bodies of water in Scotland have been reported since the 6th century, which is long before ACDC came onto the picture. As is often the case with stories like this, they usually start off like, after a long night of drinking, which happens to be the way this one starts off as well. After a long night of drinking, Brian Johnson and Malcolm Young took a whiskey-powered journey to discover for themselves the answer about whether or not the Loch Ness Monster really does exist. It seems members of the band were on vacation with their wives, driving around Scotland, and lo and behold, they found themselves on the shores of Loch Ness for the night at a local hotel. So these two lovers of drink go down to the bar and start the evening off with some whiskey, which turns into a long night of whiskey, and then Malcolm comes up with the grand idea to go find the Loch Ness Monster. He hatches this grand idea and ties it in with his other love besides drinking, and that is fireworks. Malcolm has this big box of fireworks, and I imagine Brian is thinking, how are we going to find the Loch Ness Monster with fireworks? Me personally, I'd be like, why are you on vacation with a box full of fireworks? Anyway, Malcolm is quick with an answer. You see, if he sets off the fireworks over the water, he figures the explosions and flashes of light would attract the Loch Ness Monster, who will in turn stick its head out of the water to see what's going on, and then they can both see him and know that he is real. Unsurprisingly, things didn't go quite as planned. They waded out into the water with whiskey in one hand and fireworks in the other, and they did their best to light up the sky, but to no avail. No monster showed its head that night to two drunk rock stars. Later that evening, when they reported back to their wives, who undoubtedly made the better decision to stay at the hotel, they showed up with hay in their hair and covered in mud as well as soaking wet. They did have to report that they saw no sign of the beast. Evidently a good time was had by all, and both Brian and Malcolm slept in the next morning. Surprisingly, though, there were a number of sightings that night of the Loch Ness Monster from the other side of the lake. Evidently, he enjoyed the show immensely. I just made that last part up. I hope you realize that.